Hey, I gave my Vortex a chance today. I haven't had it out in a long time. It's a really well-tuned car. Everything's really nice and tight. Gear mesh is perfect. This car is just really sweet. I haven't driven in a long time, but it was my first, hobby grade RC. And Stu's.
Yeah.
We got these cars at pretty much the same time.
Mine's Frankenstein.
His came in first because I didn't know anything about prime delivery back then, so I just grabbed the first one I saw, and it took like a week and a half or 2 weeks to get to me, and Stu had his in a couple days. But it was a learning curve. Took us a while to get here, but now we're messing with the 6S cars. But you know, these things are still just as fun as they always were. And this thing's just a sweet little car. If you're just getting into the hobby and you got about $400 to spend, this wouldn't be a bad choice. But any of that 3S line from Arrma would be really nice, but not all of them are general purpose. This is a kind of a general purpose car. You can do bashing with it, you can do 360s with it. Not as well as the Granite, but it's a good in-between car. If you like bashing and stuff, then doing 360s, the Sentin isn't your car to get, and the Typhon, those are more, you can jump the hell out of them, but they're not doing backflips. Oh, not like this guy or the Granite, and even the Big Rock. But yeah, buggies, they're great in flight. They're great at jumping, but you're only going to get one direction with them, pretty much, Oh, got some stiff shocks on this boy. If you're not careful, then you could wind up hurt. Here we are. Yes. I just have a cheapy little $16 Banggood servo in this, so it's not the best, but it fights against the resistance pretty well. The thing it's not the best at is coming back to center, but that also has something to do with the servo saver. I hear Stu. There he is. Do something dramatic.
Couldn't see it.
Oh, you're out of time. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. Why'd you do that?
This one.
This thing's got like instant acceleration. Oh, gave a little bit too much. So yeah, now on Jenny's you can buy parts for those 4S cars, which are, a lot of the parts are compatible with these things. The diffs, I'm not sure about the drive shafts. They might be too long, but I'll tell you what, the outdrives on these drive shafts have a little divot in them, and that is for the set screw that is for upgraded drive shafts. So, and that's the same, that's the function of those 4S cars. They work on that set screw. So they're compatible. I'm almost 100% certain that those drive shafts are compatible with the 3S line, with no modifications. Now there might be problem with the length. I don't know if the telescoping thing is too long, but in that case you could just cut them down because they're composite. You're not stuck on that length. You could cut them down to fit your car. So yes, they are compatible. I just thought of that. They're plastic, so you can cut them any size you want them, as long as they're long enough. So that means you have the diffs, the outdrive pinions, the drive shafts, and the slipper clutch. The steel slipper clutch assembly is all compatible with the 3S line off of those new 4S cars. So you can manage to get your hands on some from Jenny's. They're all sold out, all of that stuff. Well, except for the spur gear. You can get that, I think. I think that's in stock. But maybe not. People are scooping that stuff up quick because they're doing that to their 3S cars. They're putting metal diffs in these. Because really, that's what these things have been missing the whole time. The only problem with throwing metal diffs in is going to make it slightly heavier, and then you're worried about these weak drive shafts. So you're going to want to change it all out. At least the drive shafts. You might be okay with this plastic spur gear, even with all those upgrades. But why take the chance? So yeah, you can bulletproof your 3S cars with that 4S gear. And I might do that to one of my cars. I've got a brand new Granite still in the box, and that's the candidate. I haven't touched the thing. But if anything will get the treatment, that car really, I think, would shine. And the suspension is also something you might want to beef up because it's going to make the car a little bit heavier. And they have those red iodized shocks. They're beautiful. Those are also part of the 4S kit. So all of that stuff is available on Jenny's. The shocks, the diffs, the spur gear, and the beefed up, actually the telescoping drive shaft down the middle. I believe that also might have gotten an upgrade. It might be a tougher composite material, or they might have just put metal in the ends kind of to beef up that where that little star gear goes in on the end of the drive shafts, like they did with these pinion gears. They're all plastic except they've got like a metal sheath around not the gear side, the input side. Oh, that's finally this battery. That was quite a while. I started driving a while before I started filming, so I think I'm just going to keep on going with a new battery I've got in my pocket. All right, back in action.
I'm ready to toss, I gotta get.
Well, the thing is it's probably only one cell is bad, and if you knew what you were doing, you could save that battery.
Probably.
You could hang on to the 2 cells that are good and wait till another battery went bad, and you could make yourself a 4S battery or a 6S battery. You just know how to solder them together and you're good,
Right.
That's all you need to know. So I just let my Vortex heal for a second. It was really hot after that full battery and running in the grass like this. So yeah, when I got this car back out, I was really amazed at how peppy it is. I had forgotten just how quick this car is. It is lightning fast, and it takes no shit. I do think that the ESC that comes in this, it is different than the other ones. I think it's a little bit stronger than those, say, other 4 ESCs. There's 4 other cars in this series, I think.
You get a different remote with this one.
And you get a different remote, too.
You totally do.
So the ESC is different in a couple ways. And power-wise, I don't know. It might be a hallucination, but it seems like it's a little bit more power capable than the other ones in the series.
Well, it's got gyro.
It does have gyro. Well, that's in the receiver.
Right, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it doesn't have anything to do with the ESC and the power. So right now, this is a stock car, other than the servo, and possibly the pinion. I might have changed it. Well, I definitely did, but I don't know if it's back to stock form, like whatever the size that it comes shipped with. Ooh, I'm standing on a jump. So yeah, if you want a first basher, I would suggest this one or the Granite or the Big Rock. I haven't had enough experience with the Big Rock, but Stu has one, and I've used it a few times, and yeah, it's definitely a basher. But it could also be used as a stadium racer. The thing is fast, and it's slinky. Like, it handles terrain really well.
It's got a longer wheelbase.
Yeah. It's got a longer wheelbase, so it'll stay more stable, and and things like this. The Granite and the Vortex share a chassis. I'm definitely on my back. And there she is. He's got the Italian creeping up on me. I think you came over here to try to save me, but I had already made the trek. Let's see if we can get up this thing. Oh, yes. Nice. This is a really nice bank turn right like that. That's a bummer. I almost made it up and over that, even from that far away. As you know, the further you get away, the harder it is to kind of navigate a tight spot like that. I'm gonna cheat. Yeah, great little car here. Well, it's labeled as a truck because it's not a buggy. They got two classifications: truck, buggy, road. Oh. Oh no! Oh, that sucks. Hold on here.
Say it took too much time to charge it and it'll shut it off.
Yeah.
And I'll have two cells that are fully charged and one that's like...
And that's on your super duper charger?
Yep, and that's the Z.
Yeah.
That's one of my Z batteries.
So
that last cell just doesn't want to get fully charged, and it's like too much time.
Yeah, we're talking batteries now, and these Z batteries, we've noticed some of the older ones, in the beginning of the charge, for like the first 20%, it takes a real long time to get there, and they've been timing out. So they're not even getting a full charge before the charger decides, you know what, that thing's been there long enough. If it's not charged, then something's wrong. And it does those with the Z batteries and no other batteries.
Yeah, they're probably not using as good a material.
Of course, those are also settings on our charger. We could set it for a longer charge time, It's at its factory cutoff point. And the more expensive chargers you can do that with. There's all sorts of parameters but it will do those on the self-regulating chargers too, the cheaper ones that are around 25, 30 bucks. I like those EC Pros, EC3 Pro. Those are nice little dual chargers that you can get on Banggood. I love those little chargers, and I've been using them for the last year. And just about a month ago, I bought finally a 10 amp charger with all sorts of goodies and different attachments and all that. But it's a great charger. But yet again, I can only charge one at a time. I would have to buy a whole balancing board. But when you do that, then it splits up its charge power between all the batteries, so it's going to take even longer. So I'm not a huge, you know, usually when I'm charging my batteries, I'm hanging out. It's in the morning. I'm there anyway, so, and if I have to go do something, then I stop charging them and continue later. But I never leave my batteries unattended. If I have to go upstairs and do something or something, then I will, I'll make sure that I have them in my lipo bag. I'll throw the whole charger and everything right in the lipo bag, zip it up, and I'll go do what I have to do. The only time I've had a problem with batteries puffing up or anything on a charger is when I was doing a discharge. And I might have tried to discharge them too fast. And that thing puffed up like an adder. Puffed up like somebody with shingles. Oh, if you don't know what shingles are, it's a bad skin disease, and your skin swells and it gets all these horrible rashes. I had an uncle with shingles, and it's some kind of I don't want to say bacteria. It's some kind of parasite of some sort, like a fungus. And it's not just topical. It's systematic. Systemic. It's in your blood as well. So those people that are afflicted with shingles, there's heavy protocols. Hospitals don't really know how to deal with it other than give you steroids and things like that. But nutritionists, particularly detox nutritionists, they know how to handle something like shingles, because it's the same thing for everything really, and it's about cleaning your body out so it can do its job. That's the root of it. An unhealthy body can't effectively take on tough challenges like cancer and parasites. It tries its best, but it can only deal with the fuel that you give it. And if you're giving it potato chips and ho-hos, and you know, I'm not being sarcastic here when I say that essentially that's what most people's diets are. It's a bunch of sugar. Whether they're eating pasta or potatoes, you know. What you want is good plant protein. That is the basis of any good diet. Not animal protein, plant protein. Best source of plant protein is beans and legumes and fruits. If you had a 100% diet of beans, legumes, and fruits, you'd be super healthy. I guarantee it. Of course, you need minerals and things like that too. It's not all about... Essentially, you got to eat dirt. We need silica. Yeah. And so that means you have to eat things that have been grown up out of good soil. And a lot of the soil that grows our corn and grains and things is nutrient deficient and deficient in silica. And silica is really the building blocks to energy. It's what transports the energy. It's what transports electricity in your body. And we are electric machines. Our body is electric. And we're made up of mostly water, which carries that electricity. Yes. That's why we're all water, because we need that conductivity. Water is the most conductive material. That and metal, and I mean, water is better. If you don't believe me, stick a power cord in the tub and then put your finger in the tub. No, don't do that.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Do it, don't say you heard it from me.
Don't do that, because it'll trip the breakers in your house and people will wonder what's going on. And they'll look up and little Timmy's gonna be dead in the tub. He'll just be laying there beside the tub with his big toe in there, all fried like a little hot dog.
We're like, Sean told me to do it.
You ever see what happens when people are struck by lightning? It blows their foot off because the lightning's looking for, it's looking to be at rest, and it can be at rest in the ground, and then it shoots through your body, and it doesn't leave nicely either. It leaves violently, and it will blow your foot right off. It blows a hole in the bottom of your foot.
Yep. Unless your hand is closer to the ground, in which case it's
Yeah.
going to blow your hand
Yeah,
right off.
exactly.
It's going to blow whatever's closest to the ground right off.
Yep, if you're laying down, it's probably going to shoot out the back of your skull.
Guys, if you're outside taking a pee, keep
Yeah.
that in mind.
Yeah, don't pee in a lightning storm.
Might follow you.
Uh-oh. No!
What happened?
Something's grinding. Yeah. Might be the diffs. Might be the diffs. Have they finally? You know, that surprises me because, yeah,
My Big Rock is doing the same thing.
I've been really ripping it.
I was
See,
going to change the input gears. I was thinking that might be it.
it might be the input gears, and they're super cheap, especially on Jenny's. But guys, that's why these cars are candidates for those 4S diffs. If you can get those in these cars, and I'm almost sure they're compatible because I've looked at all the parts, and you know, and I'm pretty sure that's why they're all sold out. Good luck getting your hands on some diffs for those 4S cars. I'm gonna try. I'm on notification, but then it's like a $60 part. It ain't cheap. One of those complete metal diffs is $60, I believe.
But you'll never have to work on them again.
And then, right, and if you just replace the back, the pinion, and the crown gear, well, it comes all complete there. The crown gear and the diff housing comes as one with all the innards and greased already. And then you have to buy the pinion, the outdrive pinion as well. And but if you just do the rear, that's what a lot of people have been doing with a lot of success, because they found that the rear is usually where they're stripping gears, and that's where the sound is coming from this. And I'm really shocked because it sounded beautiful, but you don't know what it looks like in there. Those plastic gears only last so long.
And we ran these in the winter.
And we ran them in the winter. This car has been really good for a full year. And I did do some diff changing in this at one time. So it has had it's had a set and then another set. But, you know, if I was just driving this back and forth on the pavement, that would have never happened. But I'm bashing it. You know, this thing's going through a lot of shit. Yeah. So I don't know if it might be that pinion. I'm guessing Stu's right. It's probably the outdrive pinion. And that's like a $4 part on Jenny's.
Yeah.
Of course, when you buy Jenny's, you gotta pay for shipping, so you might as well order some other stuff. Yeah. Wait until you need a big, you know, yes. Do all your shopping at once. And it's not like Amazon where you can go goo day after day.
And look to the future too. There might be, you know, I got a whole bunch of shocks because I know I go through shocks on these things. So
yeah, a whole set of shocks is $20 for these things.
It's dirt cheap on
$24. Of course, you can get those upgrade 4S shocks. Those are gorgeous.
I can't wait to see those.
Yeah, you've seen them. Remember the set I had on this?
Oh, is that what those are?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They look exactly the same.
Okay.
All right, folks, this one's over. Great little car, but that's the weak point on these things. Those diffs and the telescoping drive shafts. Those pop out pretty frequently as well. But if I'm right, all of that stuff can go bye-bye, and you can make these things super tough. All right, take it easy, guys.